What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day today. Hope you're not getting totally bored with Bitcoin. We actually have some altcoins doing quite well today, some of them even hitting brand new all-time highs. Bitcoin continues to consolidate sideways. We have had a nice bounce back, but having a look right here, you will notice that we are pushing yet again on the resistance of this month-long consolidation. We are looking for a massive move, a huge breakout for Bitcoin, and I'm going to show you why. We have proof that the top is not in, and we also have one indicator that hasn't been bullish in 5 months, and it just flipped green. So I want to talk about all that today. I also want to discuss why we're still seeing these big institutions actually ditching gold, moving into Bitcoin, what these big players are looking to do. Are they looking to hold? How long are they looking to hold for? And finally, we also want to talk about the fact that HSBC Bank is not only banning Bitcoin, but also banning the investments on the behalf of their customers into stocks that support Bitcoin, like MicroStrategy. So this is just ridiculous. You know, what is going on? So we're going to talk about all that today. Definitely going to get into those short-term targets, guys. We are looking for a huge breakout right now. So if you've been asleep for the past month, this could be the party that you have been waiting for. So if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you're not subscribed, definitely consider it. And without further ado, let's dive into the charts. So one thing I want to point out right now is the Bollinger Bands are getting very small on Bitcoin. And you can see from the past, whenever we have these compressions where the bands get really tight, we have a big move. You can see then they start to get wide, right? They expand. Then you can see right here, we had another very tight band and boom, breakout. And then I guess you could say right here, we kind of consolidated a little bit, boom, breakout. But you could see right here that this band is similar to this band right here. And when we did have that breakout, and this was back right around December, you could see that from the breakout right here to the high was about 114%. So is Bitcoin looking for that big breakout as well? Well, the one thing I want to point out is that we've actually started to put in some very nice volume accumulation right here on the VPVR, which is actually making the $57,600 level a very strong level for Bitcoin. So once we finally do break above this level, get to all-time highs, and potentially even have that pullback, that retracement, this is going to be a very strong level, the same way that the $46,000, $47,000 whale accumulation level was a very strong level as well. Now, obviously, we have spoke about potentially falling back into the red zone, the blue box territory, but as Bitcoin continues to move and consolidate, the likelihood of going down to those lower levels gets more slim and more slim over time. And you can see right here, we actually have a very bullish wick from the bottom on this monthly so far for Bitcoin, and we don't have a lot of room to go. In fact, once you put in, another, I'm sorry, excuse me, guys. This is the weekly chart. The weekly chart. I'm sorry, I got a little confused. It's been a very long week over here, but you could see right here that there's not a lot more room left. So, I mean, at most, and I'm talking like, this is the longest we're going to go, is one more week. But having a look right now, we are definitely looking like we're wanting to break out. And we know that Bitcoin usually has that breakout sooner than later. And if you guys had a look at the previous targets that we had, if we just, looked at the trajectory right here, our first target is around 66,000. With a little bit of resistance at around 69, with a potential target of $83,000 after this breakout. So be very careful if you've been sleeping on Bitcoin, because we have been honestly blessed with an opportunity for accumulation at these levels. A lot of people complaining, but to me, this has just been a blessing to have so much opportunity to accumulate Bitcoin at these levels. Now, having a look right here, why do I not believe that the top is in? Well, like Nunya Business pointed out, time spent within 10% of the top. He actually charted all these different tops. And you can see here, 2 days, 1 day, 8 days, 4 days, 7 days. We have currently been in this range for 33 days. So like he says, markets don't give you a month-long opportunity to sell the top. Bull markets end with a pop, not with a whimper, right? They end with these blow-off tops, these giant wicks. This is not the signal of the end of a bull market, but let's talk about something that hasn't happened in 5 months. Finally, like Lex points out, long-term holder net positions change has finally flashed green. Selling pressure is extremely decreasing, right? And you can see right here, there's been a lot of selling pressure, right? People have been taking profits, and these are long-term holders as well. And we have finally, my friends, just flashed back into green territory. Not to mention the fact that even though, yes, the DXY was having a little bit of a pump, for the most part, guys, look at this chart. Lower highs, lower lows, not looking too great for the dollar. In fact, over on CNBC, Squawk Box, now some people were actually kind of making fun of this interview. Look, I'm not going to make fun of the mainstream media. You know, these people, they want to learn about Bitcoin, okay? They're interested. It's like you can't win with some of these Bitcoin maximalists, right? It's like first, it's like we need adoption. People start talking about it and they're like, oh, that's it. It's the top. It's going mainstream. It's like, guys, come on. Like, we need to have this get out to the public, right? For people to see this. So they talk about stock to flow. They talk about Bitcoin being priced at 100K to 288K. And they mention how Bitcoin is eating gold. And this is actually Perianne Boring, and she was talking to Joe over at Squawk Box. So check this out. I thought it was a really cool clip.
A lot of ways to try to value Bitcoin. A lot of it is pretty arcane, but I think the CEO of Coinbase pointed out the 4 other times when Bitcoin has gone on a run like this, and kind of implying that this time it may have gotten above a certain level where we may not see the highs and lows of previous years, where we saw 20,000 and then we saw 4,000. So what do you think the low on Bitcoin will be? And I don't just mean this year, but in general, how will it ever pull back below 35,000, below 30,000? When you say it's undervalued, what do you think it is valued? You a maximalist that think it should be $1 million a coin? I mean, where are you on the high and the low?
Metcalfe's law says that Bitcoin should be priced at $72,000 today. Metcalfe's law that was formulated by one of our advisory board members, George Gilder, and it's a formula that many technology investors use today to value a network, and you just use user squared times the transaction value. That brings you to 72,000 today. Another model that we look at is stock to flow. Joe, I know you're very familiar with this. Stock to flow says Bitcoin should be priced at 100,000 to 288,000 this year. We have 12 years of data on stock to flow in Bitcoin. And if you measure it using US dollars, stock to flow is 94% correlated. And if you use gold, stock to flow is 99% correlated. And stock to flow also says Bitcoin will be $10,000 an ounce. One Bitcoin will be 10,000 ounces of gold in 2029. That's what people mean when they say Bitcoin is eating gold.
You're seeing these investors realize the value of Bitcoin. You're seeing companies start to put it on the balance sheet, start to accept Bitcoin as payment. And here's another big news we have from legendary developer Rick Caruso. So he has a real estate company, and he's now allowing his tenants and retail properties to, he's allowing them to pay their rent in Bitcoin. Now, keep in mind that this company is one of the most profitable real estate development firms in the world. They also revealed that they have invested in Bitcoin as part of their treasury management strategy. So following in the footsteps of MicroStrategy and Tesla, they've also partnered with Gemini to integrate cryptocurrencies, NFTs, and blockchain into their business infrastructure. So we have Rick Caruso himself saying, I believe Bitcoin and cryptocurrency will play an important role in our collective future. And working with Gemini now will bring unparalleled experiences and pioneering technologies that add real value to our guest experience. Now, unfortunately, it's not all sunshine and rainbows in the crypto community. We do have HSBC, one of the world's largest banks, not only banning Bitcoin, but also in a note that leaked, it was an email that they actually put out, they are now not allowing their clients to invest in MicroStrategy since MicroStrategy is investing in Bitcoin. So my advice to anybody using HSBC is just go use a different bank, go use a local bank or something like that, right? So their new policies on virtual currencies say that their clients won't be allowed to trade stocks that mimic the price movements of those assets, etc. But there is something quite interesting. So in recent times, they actually say that HSBC, it's ironic because they had a tie in 2019 with an $880 million money laundering case. So you can see right here, Alex Gladstein says, the FinCEN file probe revealed that HSBC aided a massive Ponzi scheme while on probation for laundering almost $1 billion for the Sinaloa cartel and other Mexican drug gangs, but allowing their customers to own a Bitcoin-related equity, much too risky, right? Much too risky. So I would say, in my opinion, that they will most likely change their stance on this the same way that Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, right? First they fight you, then they join you. I don't know how the saying goes, but at the end, pretty much it is inevitable. Bitcoin will eventually eat the world, eat all the gold. And not to mention, people were calling the whole Paris Hilton thing, NFTs. I mean, guys, look. NFTs are a technology that is most likely here to stay. Do I believe that we are in a bit of an NFT bubble? Possibly, yes. I think that there's a lot of overvalued NFTs, overpriced NFTs. But for example, you're even seeing now professional wrestling company WWE releasing its first ever non-fungible tokens, showcasing iconic moments of legendary Mark William Calloway, better known as his ring name, The Undertaker. So these NFTs will be offered in 4 tiers: platinum, gold, silver, and bronze. And it looks like the latter 2 have fixed prices. So there you go, guys. NFTs are here to stay. In fact, a lot of people have been asking about these, sales that are going on, and a lot of them are limited, but there are a lot of potential altcoin gems out there that are available right now. Now, obviously, NFTs are huge, and one of them that I think has gotten virtually almost no publicity is Stater. So what's interesting about these guys is they're taking a very unique approach to NFTs. What they're doing is they're actually looking to have a P2P lending and borrowing platform that allows users to leverage their NFT assets and have accessibility to liquidity while still retaining ownership of their digital assets. This is a very interesting concept, right? Usually it's just lend your tokens, lend your USDC, lend your Bitcoin, but you can actually lend your NFTs, right? This is a very interesting concept. They're saying that they provide value to previously latent capital, unlocking wealth within digital assets and providing a new source of money creation. Now, the reason that I am bringing this up is because they are going to be launching their liquidity mining program literally tomorrow. They've allocated $1 million in total STR tokens to their first liquidity mining pool, which will be only for 60 days, but the interface will have an additional layer of gamification, with stakers receiving up to 3x multiplier for 30 days. LPs can also be unstaked at every time, and considering, in my opinion, this has been kind of a sleeping giant, I haven't really heard anybody talk about it. It could be something interesting to have a look at. Also, don't forget, on the 16th of this month, they are going to have their Lydian update, which is going to go live, which is going to move the product from the Rinkeby to the Ethereum mainnet, essentially. They're going to make it available for fees to be discounted for holders. They're also looking to push available wrapped depth functionality, where lenders will be able to wrap their active loan packages into an NFT and freely trade them on the secondary market, or even borrow against them. And they're also looking to provide fee discounts on NFTs. So I'm always looking for that new thing in the space. This is pretty interesting. I haven't quite seen something like this yet, so not saying rush out and buy it, do your own research, but definitely have a look at Stater. They are quite interesting. And also just shout out to Daffy as well. They've had another really amazing week. They've partnered with a lot of guys that are pretty big. We've talked about Dia, Kyland, Odds, and then look at this, guys. Dowmaker, okay, who's been absolutely killing it. Moonrock and Morningstar, which have absolutely been killing it. And they also had a Rare Stone Capital research paper. So yeah, big things coming out. So definitely be safe out there, guys. Obviously I am looking at this to have a massive breakout. I told you my targets, that we don't have a lot more room in here to consolidate for. So yeah, could we still technically dip down to the 50K level? Possibly, to retest it, to shake out, but it does look like this is some hefty accumulation, and I do think that we are minimally having a move to 64,000. So if you were to get in on that right now, you're looking at about a 15% move. So yeah, I mean, if you're doing that with something like 10x leverage over on Bybit, then yeah, that's 150%. And obviously for everybody out there, if you're not familiar with how to do that, you can make money when Bitcoin goes up or down by longing or shorting it, right? So if you want to learn how to do that, check out my tutorial for Bybit popping up above. Also, links below in the description. You do get discounts and $200 extra bonus on top of the $600 if you're interested. And also, if you have not seen the other tutorials that I have for Femex, you can check them out popping up right here, right now. So that's it for me. Stay crypto. Until next time, peace out.